Hi, Ben from Datafy here. This week, Facebook announced the end of the Lightgate. Up until this week, you've been able to have an app on your Facebook page requiring people to like to gain, entry to a competition. Think, people winning iPads here in the craze a few years ago. And Facebook's putting an end to that, and people are sort of asking why and asking what it means for their brand. So, Facebook want to increase quality on their site. It makes sense. Lightgates are a fairly old hat tactic within Facebook now, and whilst they have been and are still effective in some ways in terms of acquiring fans at a cheap rate, that's not what Facebook's really about these days. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Facebook likes aren't important. I'm saying that incentivized likes aren't important, which is something we've really preached here at Datafy from the beginning. So if you're acquiring fans through competition-based promotion and through Lightgates, chances are those fans are going to engage with your page for a little while, and some of them might be great fans, but a lot of them are there because they want whatever you're offering, not to really indulge and engage with your content. So chances are your engagement rate will drop off faster from these new fans over time when they've come through Lightgated pages and through competitions. That's natural, to be honest. So the removal of that for brands isn't a bad thing. So a lot of people are saying, my cost per fan is going to increase massively. This is bad news. Whereas in reality, your cost per engaged fan, which is a better way of thinking about it potentially, is actually going to be better, and your cost per fan isn't really relevant in that sense in terms of you're probably getting not great fans if you're just not paying very much money for them and putting them through a Lightgate. So we'd argue that this means now is the time to think more carefully about your ad targeting, use custom audiences, use the demographic information, use partner categories if you're in the States, use interest targeting where you can, combine sets together to find the right people. Custom audiences are massively powerful, particularly website custom audiences and sort of CRM data and whatnot. Interest targeting is still hugely powerful. Again, there's always some element of the unknown with interest targeting, and it's not quite as accurate as custom audiences naturally, but it still holds a lot of power. And basically try and find the right people rather than the cheapest people. Don't worry too much about the Lightgate being removed. If you've been using that tactic before, feel free to get in touch and we can help you, try and get a cost per fan of as similar to you were getting as possible. But you've got to bear in mind that what you're going to get by targeting better and not using Lightgates is a more engaged audience, which are going to have value in a higher sense and for the longer term. So don't worry too much about your cost per fan potentially increasing a little bit. It's all going to be worth it in the long run, and don't worry too much about the Lightgate being removed from Facebook. Thanks.